And I mean that with all due respect. My whole world is going to be focused on him. This is the biggest opportunity in my life to beat the heavyweight GOAT. And I'm going to give it everything I got. Stipe's talking about the fact that he's heavier than me right now. You know, his head's already in the wrong spot if he thinks weightlifting is going to beat me. He'll never be younger than he is right now. He'll never be faster.
I had a meeting with Dana, and he literally walked into the room and said, "It's happening." And I said, "Well, he's going to want loads of money." And he said, "I know, but it's happening. It's going to be the biggest fight in UFC history."
Well, I think that, listen, John Jones definitely wants the fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said, John,
I'm very
Summer
confident
on first
that fight happens, yeah.
Summer?
Yeah.
John Jones has officially responded to Tom Aspinall's challenge, setting the stage for a highly anticipated showdown that's electrifying MMA fans across the globe. This headline-making bout will pit Jones, the battle-hardened and decorated champion, against Aspinall, a rapidly rising powerhouse in the heavyweight division. The clash promises to be historic. For months, Aspinall had been vocal about wanting to face Jones, but the latter's prolonged silence led some to question his GOAT status. Aspinall even suggested that Jones was avoiding the fight out of fear, fueling speculation and heightening tension throughout the MMA world. Now, with the fight confirmed, the excitement is at an all-time high.
Is John Jones scared to fight you?
Yes. John is conning public. The fact that he didn't want to fight in Ghana for 3 years, and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year.
Is that fight happening?
The UFC is saying that it's going to happen. I think it's down to him and Dana.
Dana loves John Jones.
He's trying to grease up his ego a little bit. I think he's one of the best fighters ever. Definitely top 3. That's debatable when you start putting in about drug tests and stuff like that, I think. Damn.
What drug are you talking about specifically?
Yeah.
Tensions escalated when John Jones dismissed Tom Aspinall as a legitimate threat, pointing to his lack of high-profile victories over former champions. In a sharp rebuttal, Aspinall fired back, accusing Jones of dodging the fight to protect his legacy. The exchange only intensified the already heated buildup, adding more fuel to an increasingly fiery rivalry.
And of course, it's been pretty interesting, all the stuff that John Jones has been saying to the media this week, and I'm sure there's more to come, but check out these.
You're beating guys who aren't even champions, and you consider yourself a champion. He's not a champion.
So John said I need to fight more champions, but this is the problem I've got. John is the champion, and he won't fight me. And he says that he won't fight me because it's too much of a gamble.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an old St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. They're like just another up-and-comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting.
And John, if you're not into gambling your legacy, that to me sounds like you're scared of losing against me.
Furthermore, Jones labeled Aspinall as frustrating and openly admitted he isn't fond of his personality, despite acknowledging that the fight would be a major spectacle. Jones made it clear that if he's going to face Aspinall in the Octagon, it would have to come with a massive payday. He emphasized that his life is already fulfilling and comfortable, whereas Aspinall needs this bout to boost his career, shifting the leverage in negotiations firmly in Jones's favor.
He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying. And I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else, my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
UFC President Dana White later confirmed that the long-anticipated clash between John Jones and Tom Aspinall is officially in the works. While details such as the venue and date are still being finalized, White expressed confidence in securing the fight for the summer. Although Aspinall had previously suggested that delays were stemming from Jones's side, Dana reassured fans that everything is moving forward as planned and the event is progressing smoothly.
Well, I think that, listen, John Jones definitely wants the fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said, John,
I'm very confident
Summer on first
that fight happens, yeah.
Summer?
Yeah.
In a separate interview, Tom Aspinall reflected on the moment Dana White confirmed the fight, admitting he fully expected Jon Jones to demand an enormous payday. Despite that, Aspinall stressed that his main goal is to unify the championship belts. In his eyes, there should be one undisputed title holder in the heavyweight division, and he firmly believes that man is himself.
And he literally walked into the room and said, "It's happening." And I said, "Well, he's going to want loads of money." "I know, but it's happening." And he said, "It's going to be the biggest fight in UFC history."
How much would you get for that fight?
I don't really care about money at this point. I mean, obviously, I've got a family. I want to make as much money as I can. But to me, what's more important is unifying belts. Usually, you have one champion, one face, one name of every division. Now, in the heavyweight division right now, there's two. I don't want there to be two because I feel like I'm the number one.
Podcast host Joe Rogan praised Jon Jones for his long-standing dominance in the sport, particularly highlighting his victories over elite opponents like Daniel Cormier. Rogan noted that Jones's success isn't just due to his physical gifts, but also his exceptional fight IQ and strategic brilliance. He's renowned for outclassing his opponents while expertly minimizing danger to himself, an approach that has kept him at the top for years.
Jon dominates everybody. He took down Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is an Olympic wrestler. I mean, he's a fucking phenomenal wrestler. And Jon took him down. And took him down multiple times. It's a different dude, man.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about, like with genetics, right? There's some guys, they're just blessed. And then with Jon, it's blessed and his mind. It's not just, it's his personality, his like ruthless competitiveness. It's like he's not going to fucking lose. He's going to find a way to get you. And he's going to do it clever. He's not trying to take a bunch of punishment and to stand and bang. He's not going to point the center of the octagon. "Let's go right here. We'll stand right here." Never going to happen with Jon Jones. You're not getting none of that, son. You're getting knees to the gut. You're getting your knees kicked. You're getting fucking just laced up with elbows where your fucking head's bleeding. He's going to slowly dismantle you and find a way to submit you or punish you, beat you to death on the ground.
Rogan also praised Tom Aspinall's standout qualities, labeling him an anomaly in the heavyweight bracket. He noted Aspinall's impressive quickness, which puts him in a different league than other big men like Ngannou. According to Rogan, Aspinall's rare combination of speed, mass, and athleticism creates a real danger for Jones.
But can he do that with a guy like Aspinall, who's a legit 255-pound natural who moves like he's 80 pounds lighter? He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Aspinall's a freak. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem.
Rogan also praised Tom Aspinall's exceptional abilities, calling him a rare anomaly in the heavyweight division. He highlighted Aspinall's remarkable speed, something that sets him apart from other heavyweights like Ngannou. According to Rogan, Aspinall's unique blend of quickness, size, and athleticism poses a serious threat to Jon Jones, making their upcoming clash all the more intriguing.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this because he's never been beaten. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to retire and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones being the warrior that is, he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing, you look at him and go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is.
Dricus Du Plessis praised Tom Aspinall's drive and ambition, expressing admiration for his hunger to rise to the top. While acknowledging that Jon Jones is likely nearing the end of his legendary career, Du Plessis expressed hope that Jones can retire with his legacy intact, and that Aspinall will be ready to carry the torch forward. Still, he was quick to recognize Jones's unmatched ability to dismantle even the toughest opponents with ease, cementing his place among the sport's all-time greats.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
Got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. The one thing I do think Jon Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry, said Du Plessis. Then you have Jon Jones, who's definitely at the end of his run at 38 years old. I don't need to see this because Jones has never been beaten. I want John Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to go out on top while Aspinall becomes the next big thing. However, Duplessis noted that Jones is still driven by the desire for big paydays, saying, Jones is at the point where it's all about the money for him. Aspinall wants it, and one of them will have to lose this fight. Looking at it, you'd probably say Jones will win, but then again, we've said that so many times with John Jones, and he makes it look easy.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall will need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall responds to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in the wrestling than Pereira. He can do whatever he wants.
Paddy Pimblett stated that the fight between John Jones and Tom Aspinall is one that simply has to happen. While he supports Aspinall and hopes for his victory, Pimblett acknowledged Jones's genius-level fight IQ and strategic brilliance, admitting that he couldn't bring himself to bet against the seasoned champion.
I do think Tom Aspinall is the most dangerous heavyweight right now. 100% the biggest threat to pry that belt away from John Jones. But John has got to get that bag.
Francis Ngannou remarked that Tom Aspinall needs the fight with John Jones to solidify his position at the top, while Jones stands to gain more financially. He also pointed out that Aspinall's ground skills and wrestling credentials make him a much more challenging opponent than someone like Alex Pereira, making this matchup even more intriguing.
Yeah, it came out John Jones wants 6 months to prepare for Aspinall.
I think that's fair. What do you feel about that?
It makes sense.
Where do you put your money?
I would not have bet against John, but I do think he should be an underdog in that fight.
Damn.
Aspinall's young in his prime.
So
John didn't look great, I don't think, against Stipe. Didn't look great against Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's so many question marks on John. You know, my money would probably be on Aspinall, but John's the greatest to ever do it. So you don't want to count him out. I would say John should be like a plus 120 because there's question marks.
Aspinall's a big boy.
And very, very skilled.
And
but he has some holes. His defense is a little.
Well, he's also got holes, and if John grabs him, that black belt in jiu-jitsu is all good. But if John grabs him, puts him on his back, that's a possibility too.
Oh yeah, that's probably his best bet because he's not going to knock him out.
No.
Kamaru Usman stated that Tom Aspinall is currently the most dangerous fighter in the heavyweight division and poses the biggest threat to John Jones. However, Usman also advised Jones to ensure his financial situation is in order before entering such a high-risk fight.
John Jones will smoke Tom Aspinall.
I don't know, man.
He'll smoke
Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is athletic. I think Tom Aspinall would try to take the fight to John Jones. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'd rather see that fight over Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I would like to see the fight over Alex, but come on, man. Aspinall is a great fighter. Yeah. He's a good champion. So I said John Jones will smoke Aspinall.
Yeah.
Smoke him.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens. That's the fight that needs to happen. I think Tom Aspinall versus John Jones needs to happen.
Why do you think there's so much friction there? Why do you think it's not happening? Why? Because we see so much.
John Jones said he wants 30
Shauna Ali praised John Jones for his unparalleled career, but cautioned that a loss to Tom Aspinall could damage his reputation with critics, who might argue that age and inactivity had finally caught up with him. I don't know how you're going to stop that, she added. So, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.